56 seconds, let's go! Yeah! Go Habs, go baby! Woo! Yeah! It's over! Woo! Yeah! Yeah! What a win and to close out the series, no less. The Montreal Canadiens and Carey Price shut out the Pittsburgh Penguins 2-0 to win the qualifying round of the NHL playoffs and to advance to round one. Yeah! Woo! Happy birthday, Sid. I love ya. But I cannot say I'm sad that you had an awful birthday, my friend. Woo! Yeah, baby! Now, first and foremost, I got some business to take care of here. Anyone who doubted Shea Weber, get out of here! And anyone who talked crap about that Carey Price contract, get out of here! And anyone who doubted the Habs against the Pittsburgh Penguins, I'm looking at you, national rights broadcast holder, and every single one of your reporters, Sportsnet, get out of here! Woo! And Habs fans, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Carey Price did not steal this series. Was he an absolute beast? Absolutely. But a lot of credit needs to go to the skaters as well. This is not a one-man team. The Habs penalty kill, the Habs decor, and the Habs commitment to team defense won this series. And that includes Carey Price, but it also includes the entire roster. And don't believe that narrative that the Pens didn't come in this series and didn't play hard. That's just an excuse. They got shut down by the Montreal Canadiens. They took it to us for most of 2.5 games. This was a very defensive series, and Pittsburgh is one of the best defensive teams in the league. They also have one of the best center cores in the league and one of the best offenses in the league, and we shut them down. Malkin, 1 assist through the whole series, finished as a -3. Crosby put up a couple points, 2 goals and an assist, finished as a -1. Letang, 0 points, -3. The Habs did their job in this series as a group. And like I said, it started with the penalty kill. Guys like Phil Deneau, Nick Suzuki winning faceoffs against a couple of the best centers in the league, winning puck battles, giving the Penguin skaters no time and space out there. Then you look at our defensive wingers like Yoel Armia, Arturi Lehkonen, Paul Byron, Brendan Gallagher, shutting it down. Then the defensemen, absolute units. Shea Weber, Ben Sherratt, Brett Kulak, and Jeff Petrie, an absolutely incredible performance in this series on the penalty kill and on defense from them. Just beautiful. And then the team defense as a whole pitched in. Quick transition game up the ice, very smart plays, supporting the puck carrier down low, close passes, getting it up the blue line, over the red line very consistently. They wore the Penguins down in this series, dumping and chase with the physicality, out hitting the Pittsburgh Penguins 171-108 in this series. Only allowing 1 power play goal against the Pittsburgh Penguins. And let me tell you something here. The Montreal Canadiens franchise is not desperate for a #1 overall pick. Yes, it would have been a nice consolation prize, but that's not what we're after in the game of hockey. And you know what? Drafting at number 9 would have been maybe a little okay as well. But like I said, this team is not desperate for young talent. We are absolutely stacked with young talent. We have quality and we have quantity. Just look at the young defensemen waiting in the wings that did not play in this series. Cale Fleury, Noah Juleson, Alexander Romanov. Your high-end forward prospects like Cole Caulfield, Ryan Poehling, plus all the young talent that is already on the roster. Jonathan Drouin, Max Domi, Victor Mete, Nick Suzuki, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, all these guys are in their early 20s. Experience that these kids gained in this series by knocking out the Pittsburgh Penguins is absolutely invaluable, and this playoff run will be too. Look at what Claude Julien said about Jesperi Kotkaniemi and Nick Suzuki after this series win. Without them and their contributions, I don't see how we win this series. That's some high praise, and that's a massive vote of confidence from your head coach. And then you got Phil Deneau, Brendan Gallagher, Yoel Armia, Arturi Lehkonen, all entering the prime of their career. This franchise is not desperate for prospects and picks. We've got 13 picks in the upcoming draft as well. I forgot to mention that. We are after wins, and we are after the Stanley Cup. Now, I'm about to break this game down and this series down, go through team stats, player stats, and this entire game 4. But before I do, I just want to give a little context to my emotional celebration there at the beginning of this video and that I posted on Twitter. January 21st, my dad's heart stopped and he was in the hospital for 9 weeks on a ventilator and he was very close to not making it. His heart was stopped for 12 minutes and luckily it happened in the hospital and they worked on him right away and he made a recovery. And watching that series win, I was celebrating when that empty netter went in with Dad and with my brother, and I just kind of had a moment and I couldn't help it. Like, I just couldn't believe that I was able to have that moment with my dad. So it meant a lot to me, and that's what it was. And his sister, who was with us the whole way through his illness, he had a bit of a health scare, and that's all I'll say, but we're thinking about her as well, and she's strong, and that's that. So let's get into the team stats here for game number 4. It was a very defensive game, 22-22 shots, and Carey saved all of them for the Montreal Canadiens with the shutout. In the face-off dot, the Montreal Canadiens were 50% as well as the Penguins. Deneau going well over 50% again in the game. Kotkaniemi actually finishing at 50% and Domi as well finishing over 50%. So good performance in the face-off dot from our centers. The Habs were 0 for 2 on the power play, unfortunately, but yet again, the penalty kill shined, going 2 for 2. And the Habs only took 2 penalties, so great discipline from them in this game. Once again, I talked about it already. Montreal completely out-hit the Penguins in this series. Tonight, it was 48-35 for the Habs. A little bit of an adjustment for the Penguins there, getting a bit more physical. You know, it was clearly something their coach wanted them to do before the game, is get involved a little more physically. Another thing I noticed, there was a lot less dump and chase from the Penguins. They really seemed to want to keep the puck touches away from Carey Price tonight. Lehkonen with the game-winning goal. He finished as a +2. Byron did as well, and he also had an assist on that game-winning goal. And then Shea Weber with the unassisted empty netter. Nick Suzuki led Habs forwards in ice time tonight, playing a whopping 20 minutes and 16 seconds. Phil Deneau was right behind him with 19 minutes and 51 seconds. The decor today was led by Jeff Petrie with 24 minutes and 42 seconds. Over the whole series, Paul Byron led the team in points with 4, including 3 assists. Shea Weber, Jeff Petrie, and Jesperi Kotkaniemi led the team in goals with 2 each. And I just want to point out that Phil Deneau, over the entirety of the series, often facing Crosby and Malkin in the face-off dot, went a whopping 56%. Now let's break down Game 4 in its entirety. The Pittsburgh Penguins started hot. They were controlling the pace of the game, but not really getting many high-danger scoring chances against the Habs. Great shutdown D from the Habs there. They did get the one chance from Hornquist, ringing one off the post. What a great shot from there. Thankfully, that did not hit the back of the net. I also noticed early Kotkaniemi continuing to play with really good confidence, finding those open skating lanes and exploiting them. I also want to call out Dale Weiss here. A lot of people have been kind of not too happy that he's been in the lineup, and you know, me myself here and there, I've said a few things, but I love the guy, and it has to be said that he's a great leader. I bet you he's a great presence on that bench and in the locker room for the Habs, but also on the ice, he hasn't really stood out. But the thing is, he hasn't made mistakes, and he's been making the right plays. His veteran experience out there on the ice, getting the big hit or just the simple chip in, driving the net, has been really strong for the Habs on that fourth line. In the first period, Tristan Jarry had to make a few nice saves on the Montreal Canadiens. Nothing too dangerous, but he looked solid early, especially not for playing a game since March. Go into the second period, Habs get a pretty good start there. Victor Mete with a great scoring chance and a shot. Beautiful D by Dumoulin on that play. Blocks a shot from Victor Mete. And then right after that, another sequence involving Victor Mete with a scoring chance. And he almost had an open net to shoot on, but he got tied up in front of the net by John Marino, the rookie defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins. So solid D there from them. Pens came back with a response, got a few solid chances, but Price's puck tracking, unbelievable in this series. He is so dialed in, seeing the puck through everything. The Pens really got a lot of traffic in front of him throughout this series, but his puck tracking has been on point. And even though he is getting involved with skaters in the slot, Sherratt and Weber are doing a great job of clearing the front of the net for Carey Price, but Price himself was doing a great job in that regard as well. Getting involved with Hornquist, not letting them take shots at him whatsoever, coming back at them hard, Crosby getting involved with him, still managing to stay focused on the puck. This is why Carey Price is the best goalie in the world. He has it all. Solid positioning in the net. He can play the puck very well behind the net. His rebound control is out of this world. His ability to control the pace of the game, get a stoppage for his team when they need it. His blocker saves that he directs into the corner for his teammates so they can then break the puck out. He makes saves that should be hard look easy because of his positioning, and when he needs to, he can break out that desperation save if he has to. But his positioning and athleticism is his main strength. It's unbelievable what he can do in the net. This is why his peers continue to vote him the best goalie in the league year after year after year. This was Price's first series in the NHL facing Sidney Crosby. The last time we had the Pens, it was Halak in there. So this was Price's first chance to go head-to-head with Crosby, and Price won the battle. Then for the rest of the second period, it was mostly a defensive game from both the Montreal Canadiens and the Pittsburgh Penguins. A lot of neutral zone play and a lot of one and done. Some really good quick recoveries down low for both teams, and then breaking the puck out with good transitions up to the other side of the ice. However, Nick Suzuki had a really nice chance towards the end of the second period, which started with a shot from Shea Weber, banked off the behind boards, went right to Nick Suzuki, and he missed the open net. But great positioning there for Nick Suzuki, ready to try and finish off that play. Weber does a great job of finding the net from the blue line or directing it towards the net. He generates a ton of chances just by getting the puck through towards the net. Good to see him getting that aspect of his game going towards the end of this series. Then we go into the third period with a 0-0 tie against the Pittsburgh Penguins, a very experienced team. And I have to say, if they did not win this Game 4, Game 5 was going to be very tough. With the Pens having momentum, the Pens would have been assigned as the home team, and they probably would have closed it out. I would not have been surprised if that's how this series went, if the Pens won Game 4. But we come in to the third period and start very, very strong with 3 massive scoring chances. Don't bury them, but we gather that momentum right away, and it trickled through to the rest of the third period. It started with a chance from Thomas Tatar, and then Byron comes down the left wing and fires one off the post. Great game from Paul Byron. Great series from Paul Byron. Defensively, so strong. When he is in our lineup, the way he pushes the pace spreads throughout his entire line and the entire roster. Leader for the Montreal Canadiens, and great series, but rung it off the post there. And the third chance was a beauty tape to space pass on the 2-on-1 from Thomas Tatar over to Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher skated into it, rushed towards the net a little bit, partial break, but Jarry with the beautiful glove save on Brendan Gallagher, who has a very good shot. Great save from Tristan Jarry there. Again, for most of the third, the Habs come with very strong defense. It was really hard for the Pittsburgh Penguins to get anything going. But then we get that penalty from Dale Weiss, and thankfully, thank God, the PK came in clutch again and killed it off. And we get a little luck, but you always need that. Crosby rung one off the crossbar. Whew! Man, that would have put them in the lead. Then we get the game-winning goal, which started from a beautiful pinch from Ben Sherratt on the left half wall, wins the puck battle, quick pass over to Paul Byron, who rushes into the dirty area and draws a penalty, then makes that silky pass into the slot for Arturi Lehkonen, who buries it on the empty net, and he was hyped. Beautiful celly there. Don't you love to see it? Yeah! And then we get that empty net goal from Shea Weber to close out the game and the series. Woo! In closing, I don't think we could have asked for a better performance by the Montreal Canadiens in this series. Maybe you could ask for some more offense, but when you're facing the center depth of Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, plus a team that is one of the best defensive teams in the NHL, and you shut them down and play better than them defensively, that is a huge, huge success story. If you're looking for an MVP in this series, of course, you'd probably have to give it to Carey Price and his 1.67 goals against average. He was also in the heads of the Pittsburgh Penguins skaters, and I don't know if I've ever seen him play that well in net in my life, and that is saying something. However, the list for runners-up after him is long. You got Shea Weber and all the minutes he played with a goal and 2 assists in Game 3. You have Jeff Petrie with the game winner in Game 3, playing incredible hockey, two-way hockey. He's mobile. He's great defensively. The offense and his skating through the neutral zone and his shot, unbelievable. Workhorse for us in this series. Then you have Ben Sherratt, whose shutdown ability and timely pinches were huge. He also finds the net very well, just like Shea Weber, very aggressive, shooting the puck. He put up a few points in this series and was unbelievable defensively. Then you have Arturi Lehkonen, same thing, an absolute unit defensively, but he also got his offensive game going in this series. And how do you look past Philip Deneau? The minutes he played facing Crosby and Malkin. Beast defensively with the way he covers the ice so quickly. Such a great skater, such a great mind, and so good on the boards, winning those puck battles. And then Nick Suzuki, all the minutes he played, the clutch, snipe goal in Game 1, and the matchup he had with Crosby and Malkin off and on. The list goes on and on. So the Montreal Canadiens will be playing the Philadelphia Flyers or the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1 of the NHL playoffs. Ah, yeah, doesn't that sound good? Some things to keep an eye out for. In this last game, Game 4, Max Domi played not too many minutes. He was around 9 minutes. He's in a fourth-line shutdown role right now, and he's accepted it wholeheartedly. He is a true pro. So keep an eye out on that. I wanted to touch on it because a lot of people, including myself, talking about bringing him up in the lineup. But the thing is, we don't have Nate Thompson anymore. So we don't have an experienced veteran center down on that fourth line. And if we bring Domi up and play him on the wing, we're left with rookies to play center on that fourth line. And Claude clearly wants to have some sort of responsible play on that fourth line. So that means Domi is next up. And he plays an underrated physical and shutdown game. He's not lights out defensively, but he will back check and he's good with his stick. Also good to spread out some of that offensive talent down on the fourth line. And he's also a weapon later in the series if the lines need to be juggled. The rest the Habs are going to get by closing this series out in 4 is also going to be very good for this team, especially for a guy like Brendan Gallagher. Clearly was dealing with some sort of lower body injury throughout this series, but continued to play like an absolute animal. Tons of scoring chances, still out there, pushing the pace, just aggressive, as always, aggressive play from Brendan Gallagher, leading the way in terms of work ethic. Absolute beast, but keep an eye on his condition. Hopefully the rest does real good for him and for the team as a whole. What a win! I love y'all. Thank you for watching my channel. I really hope you're enjoying the videos. If you like them, hit the bell for notifications, hit the subscribe button, and you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Scotian Canadian. Let me know what you thought about this series and this game down in the comments. Go Habs, go, baby! Woo! Yeah! Thanks for watching, guys, and if you're looking for more stellar Montreal Canadiens content, check out the From Failing Hands podcast with Mike, John, and Morad. They have some stellar interviews with Montreal Canadiens personnel and players, as well as interviews with very well-known journalists and insiders around the NHL. Perfect to listen to on your way to work, or if you're at work and need a distraction. Go Habs, go, baby!